Hello, Integritus. This is Joanne Mansfield reporting from Seattle on Chapter 8 of our Hopkins book. Chapter 8 is Non-Referral Prospecting Methods. Of the eight different prospecting methods in this chapter, there were three that really spoke to me. The first one being the technical advancements. You know, when we hear about a new formulation of USANA or a new product that is launched at convention, there are many of us, including myself, that are on the phone with downline, with PCs, with people that we think about that could use a product like that. So I relate technical advancements to new product formulations and new products themselves. The second one I liked is the local newspaper. I had not thought about this before, but I have a great local weekly newspaper, and I'm going to peruse that paper for new businesses, new people that might be moving into this area that possibly I could make contact with, especially if they're related to the wellness industry. You know, I already do that to some degree with a new tenant. I have another business of rental properties, and I usually meet a new tenant when it's time to sign the lease. And I've usually checked them out, spent some time on the phone finding out their references and making sure that they're a safe person to live in my property. And then when I sign the lease with them, I'm reviewing that with them and spending about an hour and a half with them. And during that time, I get to know them as well as I can. And I usually give them my business card for contact information, and usually that sparks some interest in them. They like the look of the card. They want to know what is USANA Health Sciences, so it's a very natural thing to start introducing them a little bit to this other company that I am aligned with. And then the third one I like a lot from this chapter is the claim staking an organization or a group. And I've actually started doing this too. I've recently purchased the Apple products in the last year or so. And so I've taken advantage of their tutoring program, and I try to get down to the store once or twice a week. And so I'm getting to know the tutors, and they're getting to know me and where I'm at my level. And just this last week, I had the opportunity to recommend a product that I thought would be of help to this one individual who was telling us when he was presenting to about three of us that he didn't have a cold, he wasn't contagious, he has allergies. So at the end of his hour presentation, I lingered behind a little, and I suggested, first of all, I asked him if he was using anything to help alleviate his problem, and so we got into a conversation. And I also suggested that I might have something that could be of help. So I will be following up with him. And so anyway, it's been an interesting thing to think about using the Apple Store and all of these wonderful young people who I come in contact with to let them know what my other business is. Probably the biggest aha I had from this whole chapter was the statement about pre-qualifying the person in the first page of the chapter. Number one, you pre-qualify people by finding out whether the emotion that's necessary to carry the sale to completion exists or can be created. And number two, you also need to find whether the logic, which includes but is not limited to the ability to pay, exists or can be created. And I thought this said it all. Finding these things out is like catching a bird. If you go thrashing and pounding in a wild charge, the bird will fly away long before you can get anywhere near it. But if you softly work your way in close and then you gently cast your net, you'll catch a lot of birds.